Hey guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out JT of VH1 Access. JT sent me this crazy, disturbing story, and it's coming out of our favorite state, Ratchet ass Florida. So what's going on now in Florida, you ask? What's going on is that there's a 21-year-old woman. Her name is Fafane Caze. She's Haitian, and she had a 3-year-old baby boy named Ghanson. This is like the cutest kid ever. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys his picture right here. So what happened is that the other day on Tuesday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, she called the ambulance saying that her son wasn't breathing and that they needed to come and get him. So when the ambulance got there, they were looking at the boy like, you know, he looks really, really bad off. What happened? And they could just tell from the scene and from everything that was going on that there had to be more to the story. Well, what ended up happening is that this crazy bitch had been abusing her son for the past year and a half. So initially when the police officers were questioning her, she claims that her son had just came back from Haiti and she had noticed bruises and welts on him, and she claimed that her Haitian relatives in Haiti had abused him. Well, after questioning her for a longer period of time, she finally admitted that she was the one abusing her son. Anytime that this baby would pee on himself or soil himself, she would take a lighter and burn his genitals. She would burn his thighs. She would also hit him with the belt buckle. She was just so abusive to this baby. When I read the report, it's unimaginable the shit that she admitted to doing to her son. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news report right now, and I will come back with the rest of my commentary.
Very first time we're seeing inside the apartment where investigators believe an innocent 3-year-old little boy died. The child's mother now faces charges in connection with his death. CBS 4's Lauren Pastrana joins us live from outside the North Miami Police Department with more. Lauren.
Rick, that modest one-bedroom apartment is empty tonight. No children to fill the space. One child is dead. His 2 siblings are being placed in foster care, and their mother is in jail without bond. This is the North Miami apartment where 3-year-old Ghanson is believed to have been the target of torture. Police evidence markers dot the walls of the bedroom the boy shared with his siblings and his mother, 21-year-old Fafane Caze. Investigators say Caze admitted to hurting her son.
She told me that the victim would pee on the floor, so as a lesson to the victim, she would grab him and basically use a lighter and burn the inside of his legs.
The brutality described paints a much different picture than the one seen here on Caze's Facebook page, which has several photos of her children. One she captioned, "My 2 preciouses." But police say when she was taken into custody Tuesday, she cared more about being arrested than she did about her son.
She took him to the living room. She grabbed a aluminum broom and she began to beat him.
And I think that the proper charge is attempted felony murder with a deadly weapon.
Meanwhile, in another South Florida courtroom Wednesday,
The court will enter a no-contact order between the children and the mother.
Caze's other 2 children are now in the custody of the Department of Children and Families. DCF confirms it has a history with Caze, including an incident in 2010 when she was arrested on a charge of domestic battery for a fight in which she was accused of trying to throw the boy at his father. At the time, a child protective investigator did not observe any signs indicative of abuse. A far cry from what investigators found on Ghanson's lifeless body Tuesday.
There were numerous throughout his entire body, scars, buckle-shaped scars. Some were fresh, some were old.
Police say the charges against Caze may be upgraded to murder pending those autopsy results. Live in North Miami, Lauren Pastrana,
Okay, so
CBS
you guys just
4
watched the news report, and like I said, this story is just heart-wrenching. I don't understand why people are having children and they don't want them. And they also stated in the story that a year ago, you know, when the abuse was first kind of noticed, is that she had took the baby and she literally threw the baby at the father. So my thing is, if you didn't want the child, bitch, why didn't you give your baby to the father and allow him to be a father to his child? I mean, this is some crazy ass shit. I don't understand what is going on with these young mothers out here. You are 21 years old with 2 children by 2 different people. Obviously, it was stressing you out to be a parent to the first child. Why would you bring another child into the world? I mean, this shit makes no sense whatsoever. She literally picked this little boy up, flung him across the room. He ended up landing on a table. So what happens is that he ended up landing on the table, and I think the edge of the table may have ruptured something, may have ruptured his liver. Something happened, but he got bruised by the corner of that table. The little boy started crying out to his mom and asking his mother to give him a glass of water. As she goes into the kitchen to go get him some water, that's when the little boy just started making gurgling sounds. And that's when she got scared and called the ambulance. I mean, this is just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Why a grown woman would put her hands on a 3-year-old that bad. Even if he was soiling himself, so what? And I truly believe that the reason why the little boy kept peeing on himself and kept pooping on himself was because he was scared as hell. Little babies are just like puppies. If you yell at them, if you go off on them, they get scared. They don't know how to hold their bowels. They don't know how to hold their pee. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably scaring this boy every single time she talked to him. Every time, you know, she did something to him, he was probably flinching and then peeing on himself. I mean, a normal 3-year-old child is not going to be peeing and pooping on themselves. When they're doing that, it's because there's some type of abuse going on in the household. And I'm just so tired of these crazy stories about parents out here abusing their kids. Just last week, I did a story about the man in Florida who flung his sick child off of the damn motel balcony because he didn't want to be bothered. If you guys don't want your children, give them up for adoption. Give them to somebody who does want your kids. There's some people out here who cannot have kids, who want children, who wish that they could be mothers. And then this woman was blessed to have 2 children. And what does she do? She abuses them. I mean, this shit makes no sense. They need to throw this big bitch under the jail for everything that she did to that child. That child was not only killed, but he was tortured for 3 straight years of his life. This situation is just crazy. Anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire ratchet ass situation that's coming out of our favorite state, ratchet ass Florida. All right. Deuces.